Hi everyone, and welcome back to She's in the Kitchen. So for today's video, I am so excited to share this recipe with you guys that I found on Instagram. Correction, my husband actually found this recipe for me. This recipe is for queso fresco. Queso fresco translates into fresh cheese. Now, queso fresco is such a staple in many of the Latino households. I know it was a staple in my household. Now, I never thought about trying to make it. I mean, one, because I wouldn't even know how to start, and two, I have no idea what type of ingredients go to it, and three, it just sounds intimidating to make queso. However, this recipe only requires 2 ingredients, which is amazing, and I'm so excited to try this out with you guys. So if you guys are ready, let's get into it. Ingredients: whole milk, white vinegar, and salt. Okay, quickly I wanted to mention the type of tools that we're gonna need in order to make our queso fresco. So we're gonna need a cheesecloth. I got this off of Amazon. I think there's 3 in here. It was about $6 plus tax. It wasn't too expensive. I did read that if you have a cotton kitchen towel, a clean kitchen towel, and ensuring that it's cotton, you can also use that. You are also gonna need a strainer. And the reason I kind of giggle is because I, for some reason, have not bought myself a strainer. I have this, and this is to steam vegetables in, but I think it's gonna work just fine to strain the water. And then a bowl big enough to fit the strainer, and then a pot big enough to fit half a gallon of milk. Okay, in a pot, we're gonna add half a gallon of milk. Okay, so I have my burner on to medium-high heat, and we want to make sure that we are constantly stirring our milk. Also, very important, we don't want to boil our milk. We want to get it hot enough, and then we add our white vinegar. Okay. So as you can see, hopefully you guys can see from here, the milk is starting to steam, and this is where we want to add the white vinegar. We're going to add the white vinegar very slowly, and we're going to continue to stir. We will not stop stirring. Okay, and we want to stir for 1 to 2 minutes or until our milk starts separating. So as you can see, our milk is starting to separate. Okay, now we're going to cover it, and we're going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to let it cool for about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes, so it's time to take our strainer out with the bowl underneath and our cloth. Okay, and now I am going to pour our cheese in here. Okay, and this is where I'm going to add salt. And I'm gonna give this a mix so we can get the salt all mixed in here. So I waited for about 15 minutes for it to cool down. This is actually still very hot. So maybe next time, give it more like 20 minutes to 25 minutes for the cheese to cool down. But I'm able to handle the heat. So we want to make sure we squeeze everything, all that water as much as we can. All right, now that we drained all of the water out, we're gonna put this cheese into a container where we can mold it. Okay, I will be using this little bowl to put my cheese in. And I'm just using my hands to push it down. So I can mold this. Okay, I'm gonna let my queso fresco sit in this bowl for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna transfer it onto a plate. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Now I am going to transfer our queso fresco onto this cheese. Okay, and there you have it, your queso fresco. Now, you can actually go ahead and eat it now. It is a little warm, but if you want warm cheese, you're more than welcome to eat your queso fresco nice and warm. But if you want it cooled down, you can pop this into the refrigerator for about an hour, and then you can have your queso fresco cold. Well, that is it for my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This recipe brought me so much joy to make, especially because queso fresco was such a staple in my household growing up. Sometimes we didn't have much to eat, but I can tell you, my mom would have queso fresco, would have tortillas in a pot of beans, and she would heat up some tortillas, just add the queso fresco, maybe a few slices of avocado and some salsa in a bowl of beans, and that was an amazing meal. And now knowing how to make queso fresco is just so amazing to me. And now that I'm older, I don't really go out of my way to buy queso fresco. And even when I want to, sometimes my store doesn't carry it. It's very rare when they do. So that's why this recipe, I'm so happy that my husband found it, and I'm so happy that it turned out so great. It did taste amazing. I do have to mention, it did taste a little bit of more vinegary than the ones from the store. Now, I don't know if that's because it was just so freshly made and it was still warm. I don't know once I put it in the refrigerator if that's gonna go away, but it wasn't overpowering or anything like that. It was still very, very delicious. And the other amazing thing about this recipe is that you can completely cater it to your liking. You can add, I don't know, garlic or pepper, or you can add some jalapeños to it, or different type of peppers to it to make it your own. I like mine just the way that it is, just a simple queso fresco with just a little bit of salt. That is perfect for me. But again, you guys can cater it however you want to. I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I'm going to leave the ingredients down below in the description box, as well as the measurements. Please let me know in the comments section if you guys tried this recipe and how it turned out. Also, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.